Welcome to Crisis in Perception, where we examine the systems shaping our world, one book at a time. All right, today we're diving into a book that asks this really profound question. What if trauma isn't just a story we tell about what happened in the past? What if it's a physical reality we are living inside right now? Well, that is the core idea of Dr. Bessel van der Kolk's The Body Keeps the Score. And believe me, it has completely changed how we understand these overwhelming experiences. And this quote right here, this is really the heart of the whole book. It just completely flips the script on the idea that trauma is just some bad memory you can get over. Instead, what van der Kolk argues is that it's a physical, biological imprint. It actually rewires how your brain and your body respond to everything, long after the event is over.
So this is a huge shift in how we think about this. We're moving away from seeing trauma as just a story about something bad that happened, and we're moving towards understanding it as a physical state, a fundamental rewiring of how your brain and body experience the world.
Okay, so here's the absolute core of the problem. After a traumatic event, your body's internal alarm system can get jammed. It gets stuck in the on position. It's as if the danger never actually passed. Your body is constantly on guard, defending itself against a threat that really belongs in the past. And this creates a state of permanent, exhausting high alert. All right, so to really get our heads around how this biological alarm gets stuck, the book gives us this amazing metaphor that just makes it all click.
I want you to picture a faulty smoke detector. A normal one goes off when there's a fire, right? And then it quiets down when the danger is gone. But for a trauma survivor, it's as if that smoke detector just keeps blaring day and night, even when there's no smoke or fire anywhere in sight. The smallest thing can set it off, and the brain literally can't tell the difference between a real threat and a false alarm.
And listen, this isn't just some vague feeling, This is pure physiology. The brain's alarm center, the amygdala, is just firing off emergency signals over and over. And those signals trigger a flood of stress hormones, getting the body ready to fight or run for its life. For someone living with trauma, this whole circuit can stay permanently lit up.
So you might be asking, why does the alarm keep ringing? Well, the answer is pretty fascinating, and it has everything to do with how our brains store traumatic memories, which is completely different from how we store our everyday experiences.
Think about a normal memory, like your last birthday party. It's a story. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you know what happened in the past. But traumatic memory, that's a whole different beast. It's not a story at all. It gets stored as these raw, unprocessed fragments. That gut-wrenching feeling in your stomach, the sound of screeching tires, a particular smell. It's not a narrative. It's more like a sensory assault.
And this is wild. This brain scan shows us exactly why those memories are so fragmented. The dark areas, the holes, those are the parts of the brain that create stories and understand time. During a traumatic flashback, they just go dark. They go completely offline. The brain storyteller literally shuts down.
So, the crucial point is this. Survivors aren't just remembering something awful. They are physically and emotionally reliving fragments of it in the present moment. As van der Kolk puts it, the external event from the past is now being fought on the internal battlefield of their own bodies.
So, if the problem is rooted in the body, well, it just makes sense that the solution has to be too, right? And this idea opens up a completely new framework for healing, one that goes way beyond just talking about what happened.
In this quote, this is the absolute key to recovery. For so many survivors, their own bodily sensations have become the enemy. A tight chest or a racing heart feels like another threat. So the first step isn't confronting the memory itself, but learning how to feel safe inside one's own body again.
So, how does that actually work? Well, it starts with simply noticing, learning to identify the raw physical feeling like, I feel pressure in my chest, instead of just slapping the label anxiety on it. From there, it's about establishing a sense of safety, right here, in the present, often through something as simple as your own breath. This whole process lets survivors slowly, gently regain ownership of their bodies, turning them from a source of terror back into an ally.
And this opens up a whole new world of treatments that work from the bottom up. That means starting with the body's instinctual, primal systems first, rather than trying to reason with the thinking part of your brain.
The book is just packed with these paths to healing. Things like yoga, for example, which helps people learn to tolerate and regulate their physical sensations. There are other therapies that focus on completing the physical self-defense actions that were impossible during the original event. And even communal activities like dance or theater can help restore that sense of rhythm and connection with other people that trauma so often shatters.
And this leads us to the book's profoundly hopeful conclusion. I mean, the title, The Body Keeps the Score, sounds kind of ominous, right? Almost like a life sentence. But van der Kolk completely reframes it. If the body is where the trauma is held, then it's also the primary vehicle for healing, for transformation, for changing the outcome.
For the full, long-form deep dive into this book and its ideas, follow the link in the description.
If you enjoy these explainers, please subscribe and comment with books or topics you'd like us to explore next.